She's at the corner at Jolie's crafting corner. Where's she at? Where's she at? She's at the corner at Jolie's crafting corner.
Hey guys, so this is my first official real YouTube video. I thought that I'm wrapping up a project right now. I'm finishing this Saints themed football. I'm almost done with it. So I thought for our first video today, I would just work on it and chat with you guys and get to know you, or let y'all get to know me, tell you a little bit about myself, if you don't already know me. I know I have a lot of friends and family supporting me on this page, but if you don't know who I am, my name is Jolie Taleno. I am 35. I'll be 36 in June of this year. My husband, he's amazing. His name is Trey. We have been married now for 5, almost 6 years. We've been together for 7. Our son's name is Charles Dean. He is 10. He'll be 11 in May, and he is the best thing that's ever happened to me and to this world, in my opinion. He's great. He's a hoot, actually. He's incredibly smart. He's, in a lot of ways, I think he may be smarter than me. He reads at a very advanced high school level. He's in 5th grade. He'll be going into 6th grade. So he'll be starting middle school next year. Yeah, so that's my family. It's just us 3, and I work full time. I'm a billing manager for a water utility company, and I've been there for almost 10 years. In April will be 10 years. So that's just a little bit about me and what I do for a living and my family. And then on the side, obviously, I have a passion for crochet. And it's kind of funny when I sit and think about it. I've never been I've never enjoyed sewing or really been a sewer. I know how to sew. I can sew if I need, emergency situations sew. I'm capable of it, but I don't enjoy it. And I've never really had, any interest in it. But I'm also extremely OCD person. Extremely. I'll just leave it at that. My family probably thinks that it's worse than extremely OCD. And it may be, but I am very OCD. I'm very detail oriented. I love difficult task, and I love to challenge myself. I feel like if I'm not learning something new or growing in something new, or maybe not new, but growing, if I'm not advancing in some way all the time, I struggle. I don't know why. My brain needs that to function, to be more normal. I crave and I need that. So I am a creative person naturally. Always have been. Not like I don't draw. I'm not a good drawer, but creating art, but creating with my hands has always been a huge interest for me. And for whatever reason, about 2 years ago, right at 2 years ago, I just decided, that I was going to learn how to crochet, and I didn't know anyone in the whole wide world that crochets or knows how to crochet or could offer me any guidance. So I bought some books. I got on Amazon online, and I bought 3 very particular, so FYI, if you're ever interested in learning I will be doing all kinds. I have a lot of plans for this page, so we will be doing all kinds of stuff here. But if you ever decide you want to learn how to crochet, I have the crochet Bibles. Okay, they are what truly taught me how to crochet on my own, and they're amazing. So I can share the links with you. If you're local and you know me, I'll loan them to you. They're great reference books, and I don't really need them anymore. But anyway, so I told my husband, who, mind you, he knows me very well. Obviously, he knows me better than anyone on this planet, and he knows that I'm always brewing up something. He doesn't ever quite know exactly what I'm going to be getting into, or we are going to be getting into, or what I'm going to be getting us into. So I told him two Februarys ago, I said, I'm going to learn how to crochet. And that's what I want for Valentine's Day. I want a kit. There's a few books. I want some basic yarn, you know, like I just wanted a beginner's setup. And him knowing me as well as he does, he knows how hard-headed I am. And it's very hard-headed, okay? It's probably an illegal level of hard-headedness that is I. So he knew when I told him that I wanted to learn and I was going to learn. He knew that it was going to happen. Because if I say I'm going to do something or learn something, it ain't going to whip me. I'm not going to let it whip me. Ain't nothing going to whip me or take me out but me. So he knew I was serious, and he took me seriously. But I don't think he thought I was going to enjoy it, or, you know, I'm sure he didn't think that our house was going to turn into like a yarn thrift store or a crochet crafting station, because that is what half the house looks like. Right now I'm in our little breakfast nook area. I'm at the breakfast table that has not had any breakfast eaten at it in 2 years, because I have all my stuff right here. Not all my stuff. I have too much stuff to have it all right here. But all the essential crochet stuff is here. I have lights and tackle boxes, tool boxes, and crochet craft bags, and yarn, and all the things. I don't think he realized, you know, how far I was going to take this crochet thing. But he did what I asked him to do, and he bought me this really cool beginner's kit and the books I wanted, and yarn, and a set of crochet hooks, several things. He set me up to learn. So from February until I guess really until April, so just a few months, I'm trying to think. So I had shoulder surgery. I had to have my left shoulder rebuilt, basically, a rotator cuff. I had five rotator cuff repairs, a biceps tenodesis, and several other things. Anyway, major shoulder surgery. So that happened in April. So and he gave me my gift early. Like, I think I got it in January. So probably from January until April, I was learning. So I was reading my books, watching videos, learning the basics. Like, I had made a few things, like a mini, like a little frog, a few little like mini, like a bumblebee, and a few little things. But I hadn't really made many things. But I had, you know, I was learning the basics, so I knew how to do a foundation chain. So there's two ways to start any crochet project. You are either going to crochet a foundation chain and work into it. So for like blankets that are just back and forth, you know, going straight down and coming back. Or not just blankets, lots of things. But you're either going to start with a foundation chain and crochet into it, or you're going to start with a magic circle. So I had learned, not magic circle, that took a while, but I had learned how to do the basic foundation chain. I knew how to do single, double, triple crochets, decrease stitches, increase stitches, all the important things for making like stuffed animals, plushies, stuff like that. I had the knowledge. I had by then learned how to read patterns. You know, it wasn't like a foreign language to me anymore, like it was at first. And if you don't crochet and you were to look at a pattern, it would mumbo jumbo, looks like a different language. But I got past that. I knew how to read patterns. I knew how to do the basic things. I had made a few little goofy little things, but I was not good at it. Well, so then April came and I had my shoulder surgery. And I was in a sling for 8 weeks. And then I was in rehab for 9 months after that. It was a really crazy time in life. But so I had to put crochet down, you know, for a little bit. But once I got out of the sling and I was able to, you know, start adding things back into my routine, I decided that I was ready to pick it back up. And so I did. I decided the very first thing I made after that was a cow, a Highland cow, and who's Stephanie Johnson. She got that for her son from me, and I posted it, and another friend of mine saw it, and she loved it, and she wanted me to make one for her daughter. So, which is such a special story. I have the video. It's on here. It's on this page from when I did it. But her grandmother, so her grandmother, but her daughter's great grandmother, had just passed away. I don't think it had been very long, just a few months. And so she had me create the cow. And she had me put inside of it a picture of her great-grandmother, and a pendant jewelry item from her. And so when I did the cow, whenever I stuffed it with the fiberfill, I placed all the items in there for her, and I videoed it, you know, so that she could show her daughter what was inside of, you know, this cow that she gets to keep forever. That meant a lot to me. That obviously it was special anyway, because it was my first crochet order, like my first custom like crochet order, authentic. Somebody reached out to me, wanted me to make something, and so it was special to me anyways. That was like the start of Jolie's crafting and crochet. So, it was so sweet. Like, I tear up every time I think about it. But anyways, so I did that. And then I decided that, and by this point, I'm getting good at crochet, okay? I'm not like the superstar that I am today. But I was getting good. And so I decided I was going to make a Facebook page, like a second Facebook page that was just for crafting, because I don't just crochet. Like I said, I've always been artistic and love to create stuff. So I have a lot of creative hobbies. So I love to paint, and that is how I spent most of my free time before I fell in love with crochet. And bless, painting's hard. It has taken a back seat for a little while, but I'll get back into that, and we're gonna do some painting and stuff on this channel too. I'm crafty anyway, so I decided, you know, I would make this Facebook page, Jolie's crochet and crafts, Jolie's crochet and crafts. So go follow that if you want to see my work, if you're interested at all. So I made the page, and I uploaded, you know, obviously the 2 cows that I had made, and also I put videos up of, you know, paintings and stuff that I have done also, and just other random crafts, just, you know, just to kind of fill the space on there until I had created more things. Well, once I did that, and I posted, I created the page and I posted the cow, it took off for me. So a lot of it was organic, you know, just friends of friends, or family members of friends, or family members saw my work, you know, and they were placing orders. So I had a lot of coworkers that I've made for, family members that I've created stuff for. A lot of it was that, but I also started getting people reaching out to me, you know, people that I did not know, to order custom crochet things from me. So it kind of blew up. And so for the next year and a half, I guess it's been since then, I've just been crocheting. Still a full-time employee. I have a big job. Still a wife. That's also a big job. Still a mom. Another huge job. That incorporates about 50,000 other jobs. And all you moms, parents, dads, y'all get me on that. So I'm still all of that, but I'm also now a crochet queen. So, and I have learned so much over the last year and a half. It's crazy. So I look back and I'm like, sometimes it's unbelievable to me. I'll look back and I'm like, I can't believe I really did that. You know, like, I can't believe I've come this far. But so since then I've made several more cows. I have made a few stitches, like from Lilo and Stitch, 2 different versions. I have made a Chihuahua. That was another very fun and sweet. All of my projects I've made were fun and sweet. I'm not going to take I could sit here and just talk about each one forever, because they all mean so much to me. But that was a super sweet one. So that was a coworker whose daughter just had a daughter. Not just, but recently. And January, I guess it was, she had her, not the most recent, but the January before, she had her daughter's baby shower. And her daughter has a dog. Can't remember his name. He's a Chihuahua. But he's getting older. And so, you know, it's likely that the granddaughter, the baby, the one that she just had, won't have the dog around for a long time, you know, possibly for many years. So my coworker asked me to make a, you know, not a replica, but a replica, you know, make a Chihuahua that looked, you know, kind of like her Chihuahua, for the grandbaby to have, you know, forever, for memory purposes, you know, for when the dog is no longer with the family. So that was fun. That was super sweet. I did that. I have done an owl, and owls are I love owls. You can't see it, but I'll show you around one day. I have owls everywhere. I've commissioned people to paint me pictures of owls. I love owls. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're great. So I've crocheted 1 owl, or actually 2 technically, but one was, you know, like a custom crochet order. I have done a Minnie Mouse that she's also, all of these things are on, I believe I have posted videos or pictures of all of these projects on this page. If not, Jolie's Craft and Crochet, I'm sorry, on Facebook definitely has all of that on there. But so I made a Minnie Mouse for a dear friend of mine, for her granddaughter. Actually, I've done two things for her. So for one granddaughter, I made an axolotl because she loves axolotls. So I made her like a girl themed axolotl. And I made her other granddaughter a Minnie Mouse. And when I say Minnie Mouse was epic, I would prefer for her to be in a glass box, sitting on a shelf somewhere, completely safe from harm's way. I think she took like a solid 5 or 6 months to create, and she literally looked like, I'm so proud of myself on Minnie Mouse. That is one I will forever toot my horn on. She was amazing. I have done Hello Kitty, super cute Hello Kitty. I have done Bluey, lots of versions of Bluey. So I have done many versions of Bluey. I have done octopuses. I have made turtles. I have done what else? I've done a lot more than that. I'm just my brain. Several ducks for another coworker. I have done. Right now, I'm finishing up this football. I'm weaving in the ends, and I realize it probably looks like I'm not doing anything, but I am actually doing important work. I'm taking all these little loose ends and weaving them in, because I'll be stuffing this and wrapping it up in a minute. But another dear friend of mine, we started. She actually she's a small business owner as well, and we do business together, and she's just super sweet. Her name's Brooke, by the way. I don't know if she has space to clean your house, but if you ever need a house cleaner, I have the best one, hands down, the best one known to man. I have her. I have access to her. She's the greatest, and I'd be happy to share that with you if you need a service like that. But what I'm working on right now is an order for her kiddos for Valentine's Day. So she had me do a heart and a basketball, and I'm finishing the football that's Saints themed colors. And then I will be done with her order, and I will be packaging her up. Super excited that I got to make something for her. She's the sweetest, she's the best, and it means a lot to me whenever friends or family, just the support, to have, someone trust me enough to create something for them or for a loved one. It just means a lot to me. And when it's somebody that I know and care about, it means even more, I take it very seriously. But I've really enjoyed this little project. It was a super simple little Valentine's Day project, but I've really enjoyed making this for her and for her kids. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing now. And next up, another small business owner that I do business with, she has requested for her 2 children, I'm making one of them I'm doing another Highland cow. So that'll be this will be my 4th cow, because I've actually done one for my friend Megan. I did the first one that Stephanie got. I did one for a coworker. And so now this will be the 4th one. But she's having me make a blue one, so I'm excited to do some non-traditional colors. I love that. I love when I get to just be goofy, silly, creative. I love that. So I'm making a Highland cow, but it will be blue, in different shades of blue. And for her other daughter, I will be making a stitch. So she asked me, she said, do you think you can pull off a stitch? And I said, well, I've done 2 already. And I sent her the pictures, and she picked the one she liked. And I enjoyed making both of those 2. The first stitch I made was for my very best friend. She's also a coworker, but that's not what she is. She's my best friend. her name is Leslie, and that was the first stitch I made was for her daughter, for her birthday, because she loves Stitch. But anyway, so next up, I will be working on Stitch and the Blue Highland Cow. And then interestingly enough, while, like, I'll be doing all of these projects together at the same time. It gets kind of crazy at the crochet craft table sometimes, because I have, right now I'm working on the order for Brooke, and then I will be working on the next one. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she wants me to say that, but I'll be working on the next one, which is the Blue Highland Cow and the Stitch. And then after that, or during that, like I said, I have that. I'm also working on 2 different blankets right now. I have 2 blankets going. Plus, at the same time, I'm working on an order for another dear friend of mine. Her name is Anna Claire. She teaches, like, I don't know, like, it's like lactation counseling, like breastfeeding. I'm not sure. I don't know if she's affiliated, like, with the group. I don't know exactly how it works, but she teaches this, you know, how to do it, and if you're having problems with breastfeeding, you know, how to fix it. And they need props to, you know, for the teaching of the classes. So I will be crocheting some boobs. Lots of different boobs too, by the way, because we want to be inclusive. So we are going to have boobs of all skin tones, sizes, shapes, areola colors. Like, we're going to get real creative with the boobs. I'm real excited about that. I can't wait to get started. I've ordered the yarn. It hasn't come in, or Anna Claire, I would have already gotten started. I did not have the colors that I thought I had, which it's fine. But anyway, so when that comes in, I will simultaneously be working on those. So it gets kind of wild. I'm trying to think what else I have crocheted. I've crocheted a lot of things, and for some reason, I've done a lot of custom orders. My brain is just not braining right now. The owl. Oh, most recently, I did the Hello Kitty that I already mentioned for a coworker, which was super fun. But I also, for my Aunt Debbie, my mother had me, she commissioned me to make a couch arm. It's like a cover for the arm of your couch, and it's a replica of her dog, who sadly just passed away right after she ordered this, actually. And it's really neat. There's a video on here of that too. I really enjoyed that. I hope somebody sees someone else sees that and wants, you know, ask me to make another one, because I just so much enjoyed that, making that. And a lot of it, I'm sure, was because I was making it for her and I love her. But that was fun. That was really fun. So, because of, I guess what I'm getting at, I didn't know. I taught myself everything I know. But because of the amazing support that I have received from strangers, you know, through my Facebook, my crafting page, and the support I have received from my friends and my family, you know, word of mouth, telling people, sharing my stuff, ordering, you know, placing orders with me. Because of that support, I have been able to get really, really good at crocheting. I don't know that I would have gotten so good at it if I didn't have the support, because the orders, the custom orders that, you know, each one of them challenged me in a different way. Everything I made, that was the first time I have ever made that before. So without the just amazing and overwhelming support, I would not probably be as good as I am, because I wouldn't have the exposure and experience. Because some of them things tested me. Like Minnie Mouse. She really looks, I mean, she does not look like she was hand crocheted. I mean, she's so beautiful and so perfect. It's unreal. Like, I really would prefer for you to push pause, go back in my history, and go find that video so you can see Minnie Mouse. Just so you realize what I mean. She was a beauty. But she challenged me. She taught me a lot. I learned a lot with her. I got so creative with her that I had my husband, which I told you that I work for a water utility company. He also does as well. Yes, it's the same way. We do work together. He's the vice president. And I'm the billing manager. We won't stay on that topic for long. I had him get me some, I don't know, I think it was 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches maybe, PVC pipe. And I cut PVC, and I have PVC pipe cutters. I have my own pair now. Because I had him get me PVC pipe, and I cut that pipe to fit inside of her head, and like made a spine essentially for her to help hold, because she was so heavy, to help hold her up. She has PVC pipe inside of her. Yes, she does, and she is absolutely gorgeous. So there's that. Another one of my favorite things, the twin love elephants. I don't know why that was not coming to my mind. That was another very touching project for me. Like, it changed my life. I just loved making it so much. But it was for another dear friend, also a coworker, but friend, most important. Her baby sister passed away very unexpectedly. And her daughter, who was very close to her aunt, struggling really, and you never not struggle with that. But her daughter was really struggling, and so she had me make crochet a set of twin love elephants. And so one of them was her baby sister's favorite color, and one of them was her daughter's favorite color. So one was yellow and one was turquoise. And inside of the one that was the sister's favorite color, we put a picture, and we put a letter that the daughter had written to her aunt inside of it. And the trunks, they intertwine with one another, like to create, you can face them together and their trunks intertwine. And if you don't want them to, you don't have to, but they have, what do you call it? Like metal pipe cleaners, like in the trunk to help it hold its shape. So I'm giving all my secrets out. Don't know why I'm doing that so early. I don't know if y'all deserve that yet. But crochet projects can get wild. You can have PVC, you can have pipe cutters going on, you can have it gets wild. It does. But I love it. So that is how I taught myself how to crochet. That is why I taught myself how to crochet. That is how I got so good at crochet. And that's my story. And so I stuck with it. I didn't give up. Sometimes I got frustrated, especially at first when I'm trying to learn things, and I just kept pushing forward. And I just kept working harder, and I took every order, that was placed with me, whether I, was nervous about it or not. I just took it and I did it, and I I feel like I knocked it out of the park every time. Just saying, every time. And I'm still knocking it out of the park every time. But that's that. I have thought about wanting to teach myself how to knit now, but I really think I love crochet. I don't know if I'll expand that. But I will say something new that we've been doing lately. My son, my 10-year-old, almost 11-year-old son, Charlie, for Christmas, Santa Claus brought him a 3D printer, which is like way cooler than I could have ever imagined. I had no idea what they were capable of, or I knew nothing about them. I just knew that that's what he wanted. So I made it happen. I did research. I made sure that we were getting one that was beginner friendly, but high quality, was going to make, have all the capabilities to use every type of resin filament for it, make every type of project, possible. I wanted to be able to do all the things. So I did the research and I got the good one. And we got him all the stuff, and I have kind of taken over that. He likes it, but it is kind of complicated, and so he prefers for me to kind of supervise, and then it just kind of turns into him, because those projects take sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours to print, so that gets boring for a 10-year-old. They don't seem to be able to push through that. So I have been 3D printing now, and I have learned how to, I'm like using tools. I'm learning, I'm taking it apart, putting it back together. It's been interesting. We're taking a break for a little bit though, because I have crochet orders I have to put on, the top of the list momentarily. But we'll be back to 3D printing. Don't you worry. That's still coming back. I have big plans for that. You'll see some of that on here too. Also, I have all the stuff to do it. I have just not done it yet because I've been real busy crocheting and all the other million things I do in life. But also, I've got like a resin kit thing, like to make all kinds of stuff. I think I'm going to start like with some coasters or something. But anyway, so that'll be something I'll be doing soon too. I'm always doing something. And it's always something with my hands, because that's how I make it in the Stark world. That is how that's how I find peace. That's how I find clarity. Aside from, prayer and aside from that, prayer and reading, which I very much enjoy, but prayer and crochet, that is what keeps my head above the water. That's what keeps me feeling good, and I really, really, really enjoy it. It is truly therapy for me, and the thought of me teaching someone else how to do it, and them learning it and falling in love with it as well, because I taught it to them, that is like, I can't imagine a better thing happening to me. Like I love that, and I hope that happens soon. I was telling someone the other day, we were talking, and yes, clearly this is a dream, and it's probably a pipe dream, so you don't have to burst my bubble, okay? I'm realistic, and I'm living in the real world. But it is important that we dream. It's important that we dream of, what's more, what else can we do, in life, or what, I don't know really how to explain what I'm trying to say, but you should never stop dreaming, you shouldn't. So my dream, and like I said, it probably is a pipe dream. However, my dream is to one day, and I may be an old woman when that one day happens. Hang on, it's hard to see I'm ready for my other ring light to get here. I need more lighting in here. It may be when I'm old and retired, but I would love, like, I can't imagine anything greater than running my own little craft store, like craft supply store. Small, very small. Like, my favorite brands, my recommended brands of all the things, but having like a craft supply store, and also create, doing custom orders for whatever, all the things, and teaching classes, like giving lessons there on how to do all of the things that I know how to do. I can make candles too, by the way. It's messy. That's why I haven't gone back and done it again. But I have some gorgeous candles in my living room that I did. Anyway, I digress. I would love to like teach classes, have art classes, crochet classes, whatever. And then like also like have like little summer, like half-day summer camps in the summer for kids that want to learn how to do different things. And I'm not just talking about crochet. I'm talking about just whatever. That's my dream. Like when I close my eyes and I just like dream of like what would the perfect future be, like retirement or just whatever. Or if I win the lottery next week or next month, like I plan, retirement may come earlier, Everybody else that won the lottery didn't expect to. They thought they were just wasting that money too, but then they won. A girl can dream. So, but I would love that. Like, that would be my ultimate dream, And I could even do like, I make really good jerky too, by the way. I deserve a medal or an award for how good I can make jerky, like deer jerky or whatever, venison jerky. I make fire jerky. I could sell that in there. Could do that. Could sell my paintings in there, Have a little bake shop on one side, because turns out I'm a hell of a baker too. I can wrap presents like a machine. It's called the hands, working with the hands. It is what keeps me sane. Even if it's just from reading a book. I love to read. I love to read. And before crochet, that was my number one hobby. Like, I just loved it. And painting. I painted a lot. But I'm trying to find time, make more time to read more. I've read a lot less in the last 2 years because I've been really busy crocheting. But anyway, so my dream would I would love to have my own little craft store. And maybe, my husband can like, I don't know, sell hunting shit on the other side of the store. I don't know. But that is my dream, to have a craft store. I think that would make me so happy. Creating, crafting, handmade gifts, just creating from passion and love. It is what keeps my fire lit. And I'm so thankful I found crochet, or crochet found me, or whatever it is. I'm so thankful because it did a lot of things. Number one, it reminded me that I can do anything if I just decide to do it and put in the work. Like, I know that. I can do it. It's hard. Yeah, it was very hard, especially teaching myself. It was very hard. But I did it, and now it's not hard anymore, you know. So I did that. It reminded me, because sometimes you forget, you know, that you're a badass. It's easy to forget sometimes. So the shoulder surgery reminded me of that too, but that has nothing to do with this video. So it reminded me, gave me that reminder that, like, you can do, you can do anything you put your mind to. It did that. Number two, it made me get out of my comfort zone. So not only did it make me, you know, now I've made this Facebook craft page, and I'm doing things I've never done before, like creating things and charging a price for it, and quoting, you know, prices for things, and interacting with people that I don't know at all, but I'm establishing a business relationship with them. It got me out of my comfort zone. It taught me how to, it blew my editing skills up. Top tier. I can edit things like videos and things like that a lot better now because of it. Because I was forced to learn, you know, how to do that. It has brought confidence to me, because it just, something about, you know, creating something for someone, giving you their vision, okay? And most of the time, it's not a picture. I don't usually have inspiration. Usually it's just an idea, you know, and you take that and then you create something, and you put, you know, your time and your love and your passion and your heart into it, and then giving it to them. Obviously they're paying for it, but them receiving it and loving it just as much as you loved creating it. There is something about that is, it's the best feeling in the whole wide world. It really is. And I am, you know, that's my love language. My love language is creating, you know, giving you physical, tangible. I don't mean like buying your love. That's not what I'm talking about. But giving you tangible items, or, you know, whatever it may be that I've created, or I've, in other instances, yes, bought, you know, hand picked out, whatever, Christmas present. But in the essence of crocheting, that you know, creating something with love, and giving it to them, and them appreciating it and loving it, and then telling other people about you, you know, like sharing your work and getting you more clientele. That's the most amazing thing. And I don't think people realize how much of a difference that makes, and how touching it is, and how amazing it is whenever you tell someone about me, or if someone is, you know, mentions they want a baby blanket made or something, and somebody that knows me says, hey, I know, girl, you know, or sharing my post, like when I create something, sharing it to the world and saying, hey, you know, she made this, she's awesome, if you need something like that, hit her up. That's like the best compliment in the whole wide world. It's the best. It's great. So without all of the support, I wouldn't be a great granny crocheter like I am. But I have had wonderful support for the last year and a half. Lots of people that have had me create for them. I feel very blessed for that. I'm very thankful for every single order. I enjoy it so much. This is just pure joy, pure from love and joy. I don't, you have to price things, you know, for it to be worth it, but I don't make very, let's be honest. I don't make a lot off of any of the stuff that I do, because I'm not doing it for that. I just genuinely love it, and I love the happiness it brings me to do that. So I'm gonna keep keeping on. So I guess, yeah, this is my first official post, and I realized we're not crocheting together. Haven't taught you anything yet. We're getting there. I'm wanting to wrap up this project, and when I start on the next round, I will be using those items as some of my first instructional basic fundamental learning videos. So we'll start from the beginning, you know, how to hold a hook, tension, foundation chains, working into them, what's a single crochet, what's a double, etc., etc., etc. We're going to do all the things, but I just wanted to pop on here and kind of tell you who I am, tell you why I'm here, tell you what my plans are, and all of the things. So, if you hung out with me for a little while, you're pretty much the coolest. If you didn't, you're not cool at all, and that's fine. Please subscribe to my channel. You never know when I'm going to pop up with something, and it may be a little bit before I do, but I promise to try to be a beacon of light and be a source of positivity and a place where maybe we can build a community and have friendship and just talk life and be real and raw and authentic, because that is what I'm craving, needing, and wanting the most from my life right now. Because for a long time I felt like I have been in spaces that are not those things. And so, yes, honesty and authenticity and being raw and real with one another. That is what I want out of life. That's what I want to put into this life. And that's what I want to give you guys. That's what I want to share with you guys. So I promise to be that. I will always be me. I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but we can have fun. So, please subscribe, please like, please share, comment, all the engagement, all the things. I hope I didn't bore you to death. It's nice to meet you. I'm glad that you're here.